Hey everyone, and welcome back to theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Again, that website address is theclinicaltrialsguru.com. I love getting questions. Email is the best, dan@theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Today's email is coming from someone who shall remain anonymous, as most of them are. And it's in regards to a clinic that's grown recently as far as the number of clinical trials they participate in. And this person handles contracts, budget, regulatory, recruitment, basically everything except what the PI would do, what a principal investigator would do. So this person is currently trying to put together a proposal for establishing their own research department. So it sounds like they have a large medical practice and they want to put together a separate division, separate department to just handle clinical research. And I think it's a fantastic idea from a business perspective. And there are also other advantages, such as having access to a wide range of patient population, having access to doctors, having access to all the medical equipment that is already there. So as from a business perspective, as far as adding an extra revenue stream to the medical practice, a clinical research department would be fantastic. And if you want to further limit liability and perhaps have some stake in the new department, you can start a new LLC or a corporation, and we're not going to get into that here. If you'd like some consulting help, I can do that. We can get into details. But as for the purpose of this video, I would definitely set up a new entity, even though it's under the same department. And you can still brand the research department through your existing brand, but the limited liability company is just going to further shelter you from liability. And again, that's not legal advice, but we do provide consulting in this area, so give me a call. I've helped a lot of research sites out. As far as making a proposal for your administration, you want something like a return of investment to present the administration. So if they need something to convince them that it's a good idea to open a research department, which by the way a lot of people are doing because Medi-Cal, well not necessarily Medi-Cal because I don't know what state you're in, but a lot of states are having budget cuts, and that cuts a lot of the reimbursements to physicians and to medical providers, not to mention Medicare. And a lot of people are kind of scared about Obamacare because they think that reimbursements are going to decrease over time. So they're looking for ways to supplement this lost income, and clinical research is a fantastic way to do that at a medical practice. You basically do need a study coordinator. It sounds like you're the one doing that. You need a PI. And you need some studies, which you already have. Now, as far as return on investment, I mean, you can either do it very lean and focus on profits, if profitability is the key, or if you want to actually grow this department into a standalone department, which can function as its own business, you can actually get some studies. And if you're not necessarily concerned about profits immediately, because it sounds like the medical practice might subsidize this part of the business, you can try to get 5-6 studies and maybe hire 1 or 2 coordinators. So it would be yourself, who would be kind of like the manager, and then having 2 coordinators. What I like to do is usually have a coordinator for every 3 studies. We do psychiatric trials. Although at this time we have that, because we're so busy, we have that ratio is a little bit higher as far as studies per coordinator, but we are hiring more staff. So it really depends on if you want profits immediately, which I would suggest go lean and not hire anyone necessarily except yourself until you have enough of a cash cushion to hire someone. Or if your business is getting subsidized by the medical practice, which sounds like it might be, you might want to hire 2 or 3 coordinators. Make sure you get about 6 studies and start enrolling, because I don't know much about how you would recruit for your studies, but it sounds like you would get them from your medical practice. And clinical trials, I mean, I'm not going to give numbers here, but just a ballpark estimate. If you get a contract for about 10 subjects to enroll in the study, and they all complete the study, we're talking about multiple 6 figures as far as revenue is concerned. So that hopefully gives you a ballpark estimate of what you can look to make. And a good coordinator is anywhere from $40,000 or up, depending on what state you're in. And you want to give the principal investigator something too, whether it's a percentage of the revenue from that study, or if you want to just put the PI, the principal investigator, on payroll, And if he or she is already invested in the medical practice, this might just be another stream of income for him or her. So in that case, it sounds like you're very well established. You have the raw ingredients there necessary to start something that might turn into something pretty lucrative. And it doesn't sound like you guys have to take that much risk because, again, all your key ingredients seem to be there. So hopefully this helps. I mean, if you even have 2 studies, it may not be worth hiring a coordinator. You may want to do it, but if you have the opportunity to get like 6, 7, 8 studies, you might want to consider hiring a research coordinator or 2, and you, the person who submitted this question, can be more like the administrator and manage them and do quality assurance. And I recommend buying my DVD, Introduction to Clinical Trials. It's only $115, and you can train your staff on the most fundamental principles of clinical trials in just about 2 hours. I include bonus interviews. Shameless plug. But anyways, I really hope this video helps. Let me know if you want more specific information. But yes, clinical research is very lucrative if run the right way, and the potential to grow is there. Now, whether you want to focus on profits from the beginning or if you just want to get established, that would change your strategy going forward. And again, I do consulting, and I have a team of people who help me in cases like this, and we've been able to help a lot of research clinics get started that way. Dan from theclinicaltrialsguru.com. I wanted to give my Clinical Trial Guru producers a shout out. Sarah Elizabeth Siegler, Resolve Research Solutions, Accurate Clinical Trials, Erdhart Clinical Trials, PTNR, Patrick Stone, Darshan Kulkarni, BioPharm Systems, Simeware, Mozio, South Coast Clinical Trials, Breakthrough Clinical Trials, and brand new Clinical Trial Guru producer, St. Paul Medical Center out in Miami, Florida. Thank you very much. Dan from theclinicaltrialsguru.com.